rather than place, more sort of like venue? What have you got? You've been doing what, stand-up about 20 years?
About
15,
16,
20?
yeah.
Oh, right,
And I do a lot of corporate gigs. I don't know why they keep hiring me. You know, half my act's about the Holocaust, you know, and I'm doing a gig for a big company with HR and everything, and I have never done well, not once. I've probably done 500 of them. They've all been horrible.
Whoa.
I've done the Tonight Show and stuff, and Seinfeld gave me a shout out, so I think they're like, oh, this guy's squeaky clean or whatever, but it ain't pretty.
Yeah, but those corporate gigs don't go well for anybody, really.
Okay. Well, I feel better.
There's a few old boys that know what to do.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think they love it.
But they still don't kill it. They just don't bomb completely.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Like,
yeah,
no one ever comes away from a corporate going, do you know what? Keep the money. I enjoyed myself so much there.
I did a new bit.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I just did a new 15.
That, like, is normally, I think the corporate work in the UK, at least, is the reason I used to do them was if I did 5 to 8 of them a year, then my earnings as a club comic were topped up enough.
Yes.
That I was comfortable and okay.
Yeah.
As soon as I was touring and selling tickets and making money that way, they have to go way above. I got asked to do a corporate last week, and I asked for 4 times what I'd have done it for like 2 years ago. And they were like, oh, we'll get back to you. They haven't got back to me yet. But if they don't give me that, I'm not doing it because I don't need to do it for what I would do it for in the past.
I do 5 to 8 corporates a career. So I've hit my... I remember doing... Castlemaine Forex is an Australian beer. I've been doing stand-up over 20 years.
Yeah.
And it was when I was like first 2 or 3 years in where if someone goes, listen, there's money and you get to do it for talking, you go anywhere.
Yeah.
And Castlemaine Forex, not even a good beer. I'm not even sure it's still a thing. But they were doing a promo thing. You're like, you get to leave work early. We'll arrange it with your boss. You get a year's supply of Castlemaine Forex beer. And also a comedian to come to your house and do a gig.
No,
and
house.
I got 500 quid to go to this guy's house. Weirdly, near where I grew up. I didn't live there at the time, so I had to drive back to where I'm from. And his mum, he lived with his mum and dad. He was like an 18, 19-year-old lad. His boss, dead sound, let him out of work. All his mates turned up after work. And on Friday evening, they had a barbecue outside. And me, and I'd say the room had maybe 12, 13 people crammed in.
Wow.
And I had to do half an hour because they never just want 15.
Never.
They never just want 20. They want like, well, listen, we're paying you 500 quid, so do half an hour. And I got away with it by basically chatting to them.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you go, oh, I'm going to do this stand-up bit.
No.
You just stood in a living, it looks insane.
Yeah.
And at one point I was a little like a lull and his mum came in and offered everyone sausages from the barbecue.
I'm sure I've told
Oh, my soul.
At least you got through it, though, because that could have been real bad.
I did. So I did my time within the margin of error.
Yeah.
You know when you're like, listen, I did 27 and a minute of that was sausages being handed out.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fucking gig.
Yeah.
No
Right.
one's going to, 5, like I
I'm
took the money.
sure I've told this story before, but I might not have. But we'll do it anyway. So any long-time listeners, I apologise for any repetition. The weirdest gig I ever got booked for as a corporate private gig, I get a phone call from my agent and he goes, could you go to Cheltenham tonight? It was a Monday, right? And I went, well, I've got a show in Manchester, but it's only like a couple of £100. He goes, yeah, try and cancel that because this one's $5,000 on a Monday night in Cheltenham, which is about a 3-hour drive.
Okay.
Damn.
So I go, cool, yeah. And he rings back, he goes, yeah, that's confirmed. It's a load of lads who are going on a shoot tomorrow. They're going pheasant hunting. And tonight, there's 30 of them. And they're going to have a dinner tonight and you're going to do a set.
They want a scouser to practice their aim.
I went, Christian, have you used this company before who's booking me? And he goes, no, this is the first job. I went, does this sound a bit mental to you? Like a prank? And he goes, yeah, I suppose I understand what you're saying. I went, go get them to pay up front and I'll go. And he rings back and he goes, they've sent me half of it. So they've put 50% in. And I went, right, okay. I get there, I pull up and it's this huge mansion townhouse. And a guy comes out, he's in a suit, like really well dressed, but beard. He looks a bit like, he's obviously not one of the guys. And he goes, yeah, I'm from the agency, we booked you. Yeah, come in. They're just finishing their dinner now and then they're going to go into the lounge and that's where you're going to do the set. And I went, right, and there's 30 of them. And he goes, oh, no. There's 30 of them tomorrow. these are the 6 guys who arrange it.
Oh.
There's 6 of them. I went, what? He goes, yeah, there's just 6 of them. And he said, I'll show you now the room you're going to do it in. So there's 3 sofas, like smaller than the one you're on, 2 seats on each. And there's one here, one there.
Yep.
And they're all round the fireplace, which is on. And he goes, you're going to stand in front of the fireplace and do your set. He goes, the butler's going to introduce you. The butler goes in and goes, gentlemen, I require your undivided attention for comedian Adam Rowe. And I walk onto the sound of my own footsteps and I'm stood on this fireplace. And I had a joke about the meat jacket that I used to open every set with. I've got a blazer on, so I'm doing that joke about the blazer. And one of the guys goes, oh, what shop's the jacket from? Where did you get it? And I go, oh, that's what the joke's about, actually, mate. It's from Primark. And he goes, oh, okay, carry on. He goes, it's just that he owns Top Man. And looks at the other guy next to him. And I was like, all right, cool. Well, anyway, this is from Primark. And I go into that one and I go to do something else. And one of the other guys asks another question. And they just keep doing it. So in the end, I just go, right, I've got to do 25 minutes for this money. And I don't care how I get through that 25 minutes. I'll just answer the questions.
And that eats up time, too.
100%. So I just keep answering every question they ask. And they don't stop at any point. About 15 minutes in, don't do the full time. The butler comes in a different door and goes, gentlemen, that concludes, I'm in the middle of a setup. Gentlemen, that concludes this evening's comedy. We now have a musician who's going to perform in the smoking room, and please follow me through there. So
where'd you get your cello? Question.
They all stand up and come over and shake my hand, and they go, oh, well done, lad, well done.
Wow.
And I go, well done. I don't feel like I've done any jokes, to be honest, mate. And one of them palms me a £50 note on top of the fee I'm getting. And he goes, we do this every year. And every year we get a comedian and just try and ask them questions until they snap and leave.
Yes, mate. You broke them.
Great.
He goes, it's just sport for us. He goes, you're only the 3rd person who's ever made it the full thing. We've been doing this 20 years.
Wow.
John Bishop walked off after 10 minutes and we never paid him.
Wow, you're the pheasant.
Yeah.
They were hunting you.
What are they going to do to the musician? We get a musician every year.
Yeah.
We shit in the trumpet.
Now it's R. Kelly.
On the weird gigs thing, this isn't my story, but this is so funny. So in Newcastle, there's a comedian from up there called Jason Cook, and he's a real local legend up there because he's ran shows for years, and he also wrote and starred in a sitcom about the area. And the lead in the sitcom is a very famous comedian from Newcastle called Chris Ramsey. So as they're shooting this series 2 of Heaven, the name of the sitcom, the production get a phone call one day, and it's from someone saying, we want Chris Ramsey to come and turn the Christmas lights on. And this is the fee. And it was really nominal. It was like 500 quid, right? So they're like, look, Chris is not going to do that for that money, so it's not going to happen. So they ring back and they go, can we have Jason Cook, who's the guy who wrote it? Can we have Jason come and do it? If Chris can't do it, how about Jason? Jason's like, I'm not turning the Christmas lights on for 500 quid. There's a guy in the sitcom as a bit part, and he's a comic who's been going for a very long time, called Stefan Peddy. And Stefan overhears it, and he goes, I'll go and do it. Fuck it, I'll do it. So Stefan takes it for a few hundred quid, thinking he's turning on the Christmas lights in Newcastle. It was just someone who was a fan of the show and wanted someone to reach behind their TV and turn their Christmas tree on. So Stefan had to go to someone's house and turn on someone's Christmas lights on his tree.
They were loaded. It's not just like someone from the
council house.
Oh my God.
500 quid, I'd do that.
Yeah.
So funny. It's just so funny. He had to literally reach behind the TV and do it.
Wow. I mean, I've got one, but I've told this before, but I'll make it quick. Did a gig at the Comedy Cellar. This guy in a suit comes up to me, goes, I own a hedge fund company. Will you come roast my whole staff? I saw your act. It's edgy. It's fun. I go, sure. He goes, it'll be $5,000. I go, holy shit. I'm like 3 years into comedy. This is the best money I've ever made. So he goes, here's the address. It's a country club, upstate New York. So I take the train, and he gave me notes. Like, this is what's going on with this guy. This was up to this guy. This guy's got this. This guy's got that. So I got all this ammo. I got some great stuff. All stuff he gave me. I wrote a ton of roast jokes. We go up there. It's Lamborghinis. It's Ferraris. I mean, this is high-end shit. It's on a golf course. Get to this club. White tablecloths. Butlers with the white suit. The whole thing. The guy goes up. okay, we got some entertainment, you know. And everybody sits down. Everybody's wives are there. Kids are there. It's a big deal. And he goes, we're going to have a comic from New York City roast everybody. So I go in and I grab the mic, you know, feedback. And I go, hey. And he said, be vicious. Be as vicious as possible. So I was like, oh, this is going to be a fish in a barrel. So I go, hey, Bob, we all know you're gay. And his wife's there. She's like, I knew it. You know, and the kids are crying. And I'm like, oh, that went weird. All right. So then I look back at my notes that he gave me. And I'm like, all right, well, how about you, Jeff? Everybody knows you're doing blow. You say you're sober. We know you're addicted to blow. And he's like, oh, shut up. What are you doing? My sponsor, whatever. So he flips out. He runs away. And then I'm like, hey, Chris, everybody knows you're cheating on your wife. And she's like, so the whole thing is just mayhem. People are leaving. People are fighting. They're screaming. Kids are crying. The ladies are pissed. And I just keep going. And it's just more and more shit. No one's laughing. And eventually I go into my act, which that doesn't work once there's like a riot going on in this dinner hall. And I was like, so cereal's weird, you know, and just eating shit. And then the guy eventually, I've been up there like 8 minutes. And the guy pushed me off. And he was like, all right, that's enough of the show. And then he didn't want to pay me, but I got paid and I got out of there.
Fuck me.
Yeah. But they always say be vicious. They always say go for it, and they never mean it.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is whenever I do a corporate, I always go, is there any language that's not okay? And they're like, no, you can say whatever you want.
Every time.
And I go, so I can say cunt. And they go, oh, no, you can't say cunt.
Exactly.
Right, so there is words. So can I have a list of the ones I'm not allowed to say?
Yes.
Because otherwise, I will say them because you've told me I can't say anything.
Just a noise, isn't it?
Yeah.
The word cunt's just a noise.
Yeah, but the guy,
piss.
there's someone in charge of these things, and they're like, we love a bit of comedy. And you're like, yeah, but you don't speak for the 350 boring cunts in this room.
Exactly.
That's why I won't do a wedding. People keep asking me, oh, will you come and do our wedding? I'm like, no, because you and your wife might be a fan.
That's it.
But your grandmother isn't.
Yeah, I did a wedding in Long Island, and the wife surprised the husband at their wedding with me. And none of the other people at the wedding knew who I was. So they're just sitting there, and the husband's like, whoa, this guy. And I'm bombing for everyone else. So there's just one groom going,
And he's not a big laugher.
No. And so I'm like, oh, you know, what's up with AIDS, you know? And it's I'm ruining this whole wedding. I'm like, marriage is stupid, you know? It was bad. I also did the VMAs. I hosted warmed up for the VMAs and bombed in front of 5,000 people. Ariana Grande's walking by, and that was brutal.
Oh, that's tough though, because it's music, innit? And that's what they're there for. And then you're like, what am I doing?
Who's the most famous person you performed in front of?
Madonna.
Wow.
Probably, yeah. I opened for Amy Schumer at Madison Square Garden, and Madonna had a wild hair up her ass and said, I want to do comedy. So she came and went on after me. And did 5 minutes and sucked, which was fun to watch because you're like, whoa, there's Madonna. I did better than her. You know? Obviously, she's a very talented woman, but comedy.
But
you know,
5 minutes needs tightening up.
Yeah, it was bad.
Wow. Just before we go into a break, I wasn't going to tell this story, but
bring it up,
I
baby.
think I've got to. I don't think we've told this one before. Stefan Peddy, the guy who turned the Christmas lights on.
I was thinking you're going to tell this story.
Woo,
So
baby.
Stefan, who I love, really good mate of mine, is a really big guy, like really huge.
He's big bone, heavy
And,
structure.
I had him booked once to come and do a show for me at the university in Liverpool, and he called me on the day and was like, mate, I'm not going to fucking make it. I'm not going to make it to the show.
He's African.
And I was like, why, what's up? And he goes, I put my car in for its MOT and it hasn't passed. So they've given me a courtesy car and I don't fit in it. I can't get the car on.
I can't get the car on.
It's too big for the car.
His car didn't fit him. Got this Corson in a 38.
How big are we talking here?
Oh, he's a big guy.
He didn't fit in a car.
Yeah, I mean, was it a Mini Cooper or was it a regular car?
It was a monster truck. Yeah.
It was lovely, by the way.
Hi, Steph. You're enjoying this,
He's
aren't
the
you?
best lad.
He's great.